Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Reasonable Contractor podcast. I am your host, Ryan Templin, Reasonable Tech Dad. And our guest today, I probably haven't talked to Jake in 20 years. A couple of
Been a
Osseo
while.
alums here. We go back '02, graduated.
Yeah, the Orioles belong.
Yeah, dude, shout out Osseo.
Yeah. So
Jake Iskierka is the president of 10K Construction out of Coon Rapids, Minnesota. And I don't know a lot about Jake. We'll get it directly from him. But from what I can tell, scanning his social and his website, your website's magnificent, dude.
thank you. Thank you.
You guys got good social. You got nice quality editing and stuff like that on there. So, and you've got some themes of integrity and honesty across all the themes there, which points a lot to you doing good business. But better than me talk about it, it's hear it from you, dude. Thanks for coming on. Thanks for wearing the hat. What a
Yeah,
guy!
absolutely. Thanks for
And
the hat
tell
and
us your story,
gifts
dude.
from you, man. Really appreciate it.
Yeah,
Vikings
yeah,
for
hell yeah.
sure. So born and raised in Maple Grove, Minnesota. So yeah, not a bandwagon fan or anything. So
Poor soul,
yeah,
just a diehard.
it,
I had to walk away 17 years ago. Best decision I've ever made.
it's tough being a Vikings fan sometimes, but and that's what makes us so good.
Yeah.
We're true to our team. So
I like that, dude.
yeah.
So give us the story. What happened with 10K, dude? Give us the rundown.
Yeah, I mean, I'm originally from Maple Grove, Minnesota. Went to Osseo, graduated in '02 with you, Ryan, and after that, just a little bit about me, I guess. Went to trade school, got my degree in heating, ventilation, and air conditioning at Hennepin Tech, in
Nice.
residential and commercial. That was right when the economy kind of took a crap in '08. I had some buddies that were in the construction industry that were starting a new company in the construction industry that got me into it. So I was able to learn a lot of what I know from two companies I worked at in the industry before me and a colleague started 10K Construction. So yeah,
Yeah,
we're
dude.
we're a full
Nice.
service general contracting company. I would say our bread and butter, what we specialize in is exterior remodeling, whether it's a large scale, big 4 season addition to the home or mother-in-law suite, or it's an insurance claim from a hailstorm that, damaged your roof and siding and, more of the exterior home. That's probably our bread and butter, but this was our fifth season in business. And over the 5 years we've been in business, we've kind of been able to diversify a little bit more. So now we offer, everything that our customers need from, ice dam removal with steam to, interior repairs, even, more handyman stuff. I think part of the success that 10K has had, in all honesty, is just never telling our customer no. Our customers call us with the problem, and whether it's we can help them directly or through our network of people that we've built over, through the people on our team. We have, tens and 20s of years of experience in our industry and connections. So people that do really good work. And a lot of our customers are kind of funny, or at least funny to me. They'll call me and, hey, Jake, I got this toilet. Can you give me this estimate to replace this toilet? And
That's that Midwest, bro. We want to know somebody that
well,
knows somebody, dude.
it's kind of goes to our process and how do we take care of our customers too, because we let them know, hey, no matter what it is, even if you are looking for a referral, our network will probably be able to provide you with a better service than, maybe you on your own doing that. Because once again, this is obviously what we're doing. This is our 9 to 5. Well, way more
You're
than
the
that. This
pros,
is our,
dude.
60, 70, 80 hours a week, whatever time of the season it is. This is our full-time gig. It's not like, hey, we're going to do it on the weekend for you, or I know somebody. Yeah, it's what we do for a living. And we do it a lot better than a lot of other people in our industry too. So
Love that.
yeah,
Confidence
dude.
is good,
Yeah,
man. And
yeah,
the results,
yeah,
show that kind of thing.
yeah, absolutely. And
Uh,
we've been able to partner up with some really cool people along the way too. Everybody from Randy Shaver. We've recently,
you knew I was going to ask. If you want to talk about that now, I had to
yeah,
ask, dude. I
I
was
mean,
waiting
yeah,
for
we
you.
we partnered up with
How did
Randy.
that come together?
Yeah, Troy Miller is a recent addition to the 10K family. He's one of our newer project managers, and his wife's family actually own the Medina Ballroom. And
Yep,
through that
familiar. I lived out there for
connection,
a while.
they are a big contributor to the Randy Shaver Foundation. They do the event there, the golfing. I mean, the Medina Ballroom participates a lot with that foundation. I think just naturally, cancer research. I've had cancer. parts of my, cancer hits close to home to me and my family. My brothers had cancer. My grandpa's died of cancer. So just anything with cancer. Craig, my business partner. So I co-own 10K Construction. Craig, the brains behind the operation. Craig Crayford is the COO. Cancer hits really close to his home too. So when we got the opportunity to try and leave a footprint, man, on the earth and do something really cool, it was a really good
Participate in the
fit.
community, do it.
Yeah, giving back, being able to take care of the community that helped take care of us, man. I mean, we started in COVID. We are a COVID company. I mean, we opened the doors in COVID.
Battle
It
tested.
was
Fucking battle
it was
tested,
pretty
dude.
tough, man. It was pretty tough. We were deemed um uh uh a required trade, or we were able to work through that majority on the
Okay.
exterior people homes too, on hail claims and stuff like that. We were able to still do a little bit of business, but yeah, that starting a company during that came with its own.
Not everybody had those kind of luxuries
Yeah,
outside that industry,
yeah,
right?
for sure. So that was a learning curve in itself, I guess.
And so the Randy Shaver thing just came together from the Medina Ballroom connection
Yeah,
and all
through
that.
Troy Miller, our project manager, and yeah, his wife's family's relationship. And then yeah, we kind of met, and we donated and contributed and started taking part of the event, and it just kind of snowballed. We're taking part of it in 2026 again, and bringing our trailer and volunteering and just trying to the research they do there, and the results that his foundation and stuff do, I think is just mind blowing. Last year when we went to their dinner party, they really took time to educate and talk about what their foundation was actually doing, not just, hey, we're a foundation. Are you able to donate to us? There's facts, there's doctors, there's research, and the trials that they're getting approved, and the testing that they're doing is just, man, that is just crazy to me. And if we can be a small part of it, I mean, that's
It's a
awesome.
good mindset, dude.
Yeah,
It's a really good mindset.
yeah,
And if anybody listening or watching hasn't seen that video, I'd highly recommend going to 10K Construction's Facebook page and watching the glowing video that Randy Shaver shot with you guys. Like, first of all,
it was
like,
fun.
if you want to dig into the details, dude, like the way you guys have that intro video on your website of, is that Troy on the initial video when the website loads, or who is that with you?
On the road,
Either way, it's
that's Craig. That's
Craig.
yeah,
Okay.
that's the co-owner of 10K Construction, CEO of the
What a baller
company.
intro, the way the camera rolls in with you
Yeah,
guys, dude. But
yeah.
just to finish up on the Randy Shaver thing on that Facebook video, maybe it's because he's television trained, maybe he's just an articulate man, but you see a lot of promo material. Obviously, that's everybody's trying to get business that way. He really spoke highly of you guys, and it seemed like to me that he was speaking from the heart, and it was just, you see a lot of business ads, dude, and that was a rock star one, is a rock star one. So that
Really,
kudos to you guys, and kudos to him, because it sounds like it was all built around a really positive thing. It's not, you know, purely money, because a lot of times business ventures can overlap, and that's the kind of good business I think a lot of contractors that I talk to on this show talk about. When you maintain, like you already used the word 10K family, there's a number of guys on here that have that kind of mindset and all these kind of good things that come with doing business with a community mindset like that. So good for you guys. What a cool,
yeah. And
cool
I
link,
mean,
cool experience.
yeah, and like the nuts and bolts, yeah, just our new project manager Troy and like his connection, and it was just all organic growth that led into, well, now we're contributing to the Randy Shaver, golf event and foundation and all this other. It's just like our company 10K Construction. It's been crazy to see how quickly it's snowballed when you just do the right thing, man. Take care of people
Take
how
care
you
of
want to
people,
be
dude.
taken care of. Answer your phone. It's crazy to me. Our competition really makes it easy sometimes to win because they don't even show up. They don't even call the customer back. I mean, we win so many jobs because we make it a point to try and call our customer as quick as we can to at least make a point of contact. Well, a lot of times they've called 6 or 7 other companies that haven't even called them back yet. I mean, you're
And
already
it speaks to the industry,
yeah,
dude. Like
yeah,
a lot of these guys, getting them on the podcast, that stood out to me right away with you.
yeah,
Very often I'll have a conversation with something, somebody will verbally agree, and I don't think it's necessarily intentional. I think most of these contractors, because we'll probably talk more about the shortage, right?
yeah,
Um, most of these guys are so busy. that stuff is so far off their radar, like fast follow-ups, and they just don't have systems in place. I've talked to guys on this show
Yeah.
that don't have systems in place, and they talk about being overwhelmed and looking for guys, etc. But when I called you, you were like, okay, cool. And then you called me and set a date in your calendar. You're like, it's my calendar day. Let's lock this in. And I'm
Yeah.
like,
You get it's
my
either
kind of people, man. You sing to my soul with that kind of conversation, dude.
I mean, just like any industry, I mean, I guess there's people that are good at what they do and aren't good at what they do. I guess I'll start with that, right? You know what
Well
I mean?
said. Well
In
said.
any industry,
Yes.
there's people that are a rock star at their job, and there are people that maybe they should go find another job.
There's a
They're not
range.
they're not they're not
And
very
some of
good.
them are shit, dude.
Yeah.
Some people are shit at what they're trying to
In
do.
that
Yeah. And
same
that's not,
in that same analogy, I guess there's two different people in the world too. There's some people that are okay just with a constant. There are some people that are very motivated too. So I feel just like with business owners, I feel like some more smaller business owners maybe just look at more of the now. Hey, how do I make payroll this month? Oh, well, I made payroll. Well, I could take it easy. That type of mentality. Well, I don't
the
well,
curse
I
of
take it easy
success.
because as soon as I got a goal, well, I want to make sure my goal is 10 more pegs up. Well, if I
My
ever
kind of
reach it,
guy.
I don't want to ever reach the goal. I just want to make sure the goal is higher than
When
it
you
was
start
before.
knocking goals out, you realize that
Yes.
it's not the goal,
Yeah.
right? It's
Or
not the goal.
or
And
if you could achieve that, well, then what else could you achieve?
you
Obviously,
can't just sit here now. You know what I
you didn't
mean?
set
The
your
next
goal high
mountain.
enough to
We're not
start
to the
with.
top. We just got
100%.
now we got an open view. You know, Tony Robbins talks about that. You climb the
Oh,
mountain, you get to the one spot, and you're like, oh shit, I can get up higher. You know what I mean? And
all
like the
about
capabilities
attitude,
there, and it snowballs.
mentality, and I mean, yeah, there's so many other things, self-discipline. I mean, there's a lot of different things, but yeah, going back to other companies and businesses and stuff like that. I think in 5 years, and the team we have at 10K Construction is really a really cool family that we've been able to put together, and different people in different positions with the company so that our process delivers kind of the same white glove service that it always does. You know what I mean?
I saw an old Osseo legend on the website, Dan Gallis. I was like, oh, there's a
Yeah.
name. I know
Yeah,
that guy. He's
runs
doing
our
work
office.
together.
Yeah,
You guys are
absolutely.
cool all the way back,
Yeah,
dude.
yeah, Dan works for us. He runs our office. He's a huge part of our team. He answers the phone. He's the initial contact to our customer.
Which
Asks
is critical spot, dude. That initial contact means a
100%,
lot in every business, but
100%.
in contracting, I think it means more.
Well, and we probably, I don't know, maybe 8 or 9 calls a day, solicited for like AI automation of like tasks, some of the tasks that
Yep.
he does. And one of their
Yep.
main things is, well, you can reduce that position. This bot can do that. Well, there no, from my knowledge, and I'll admit I'm old school. I don't know of any bot that can answer a phone like a real person. Like you don't get that touch. You don't get and obviously we're asking questions to get more information from our customer to better help them. But like, yeah, dude, like the greeting, just the warm and fuzzies, man. I feel like
It's the right term.
yeah, dude. The warm and fuzzies and the white glove service and just starting the first day. I called 10K Construction. They answered right away. They were competent. They asked me all the right questions. They assigned me to a project manager. He called me the next day. He scheduled the appointment. I mean, it's just you know, I think through having experience in this industry, we're able to really kind of system put processes and systems in place where it just really runs effectively. And it shows to our customer. It's just easier, especially dealing with an insurance claim, because that can be a really confusing process. And it's going to become even more confusing with all the changes that the carriers are doing, especially in Minnesota. So the,
Yeah. Want to
the
double click
importance of
on
that.
that? I don't know what that is. People probably don't know what you're talking about.
So,
Enlighten us.
so the importance of having like an educated insurance agent that can explain your homeowner's policy to you is going to be really important because right now, like especially at the new year, all your insurance renewals are coming out. Well, a lot of times when your insurance renewal comes out, you get an envelope that's about this thick, and I'm
And
sure
I never read that
yeah,
pitch,
and I'm
bro.
sure
I
you
never read
get it. Well,
that
there's
pitch.
like two things, right? Garbage can or fire starter. Those are the two things I always hear. So you either use it for one of those two things. Nobody says, "Hey, I read the whole thing," right? Some
And they
people,
slide changes in there.
some people are really, really smart, in my opinion, and they'll throw me for a curveball and they'll be like, "Well, I just call my agent and I have them explain any changes to me." That's the smartest thing you can do.
Super
All
smart.
these, all these carriers are right now are changing everything from what your deductible is. They're all going from like $500,000 and $2,500 deductible to like a percentage of your home value now. So the average deduct
Why do you think they're making that change? What do you think the benefit is there? What's driving that decision?
while in my opinion, I think it's a long overdue change because I feel a property that's valued $1 million and a property that's valued at $300,000, I feel like the deductible should be different based on the value of the home.
Makes sense to me.
Well, the whole time I've been in the industry, it's just, oh yeah, what kind of deductible do you want? Well, if you want a really high deductible, you'll get lower premiums, and if you want a really low deductible, you'll have higher premiums. But it's like $500,000, $2,500. Those are your options for your deductible. Well, all that's going away, and that's to
Huh.
to to regulate the properties better, in my opinion, at least. So if it is a higher scale, a more or a more valuable property, well, yeah, they are going to have a bigger deductible. It's a more valuable property.
On initial sight without, having an agent, you're
100%.
saying that makes tons of sense. It should scale. It
Yes,
shouldn't be flat.
100%. The two other really, really big changes is they're adding a lot of limits and riders to people's policies. So like if a hailstorm came before, you'd have a $2,500 deductible. Let's say your roof and your siding got damaged and it needed to be replaced. You'd pay your $2,500 deductible. Your insurance company would cover the rest. Brand new roof, brand new siding, right? Well, now if the roof is over 10 years old, they're gonna withhold the depreciation and drop it down to an actual cash value policy. So you won't
Hmm.
get the depreciation. You won't get the full replacement cost value anymore.
Interesting.
So after 10 years, and each carrier is different. So I highly recommend anybody that wants any more information on this or to help better protect yourself. I would highly recommend you talking to your own insurance agent and just asking simple questions like, do I have a full replacement cost policy? That means when your house gets damaged, they pay the full cost to replace it. That's what you want. Do I have any limits? So like if my roof get damaged, do you only cover up to 5 grand? Well, depending on my size of house, well, 5 grand might not be enough, right? If I have $1 million house, well, 5 grand definitely ain't enough, right?
Sure.
Well, 5 grand
Absolutely.
isn't even enough for a 12 square roof.
The
A
gutters.
very, very small
I
roof.
don't know.
The average square roof, in my opinion, is about 20 square, 20 to 25 square. So it's just all, yeah, there's a lot of really, really big changes in the insurance industry. And Minnesota is one of the highest regulated states in the country.
Okay.
The taxes this year, they put into effect. Um, Internally, we had to transition everybody from 1099 to W-2. So just for like employer changes, it's just crazy all the stuff kind of that's been changing, in all honesty, in Minnesota
What a
and
good time
all
for us to
industry.
push that information too. Like,
Yeah.
thanks for spitting that knowledge because this is the time you get that renewal
Yes.
packet in January, right?
Yes. Yeah. And it's not just your rates or anything like that. Your premium, well, you could pay $1 million, but if you don't have any coverage, I mean, you're paying for nothing. So your premium is just a number. And a lot of insurance agents, in my opinion, try and go to new customers and they're like, "Well, how much are you paying a month?" Well, that's one of the questions maybe you should ask, but you should also be asking like what their coverage is like too. Like
What kind of
how
coverage
many
do they need and
structures
what do
do
they
you
have?
have? Do you just have one dwelling? Do you have like a shop too? Do you have a big property? What's your house valued at? Do you have vehicles? A lot of insurance companies are able to bundle stuff, life insurance, all sorts of different packages. I think the consumer um, that doesn't ask questions in the insurance industry is going to be in for a rude awakening when they have a situation in their house and they don't have the coverage they think they had.
Yeah, they've got a flat premium and it's not even closely relevant to what's needed or
Yep.
what's considered.
Yep. Yep. We work with a lot
Interesting,
of
dude.
restoration companies too. We actually work with a lot of other construction companies in our industry. Uh, we work with a couple larger restoration companies, and yeah, just getting the jobs turned around and everything, and the effectiveness, and just keeping the jobs moving. I mean, there's so many different variables on these projects, especially when you talk about here in Minnesota.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The weather plays a huge factor
Yep.
to it. That's intense to it. Thanks for sharing that.
Yeah.
And on I guess let's pivot a little bit. The insurance thing can get kind of dry. I mean, that's
Yeah.
amazing information,
Yeah.
but
Talk to
and
your
people
insurance
should like
agent.
talk to your insurance agent. That's the
And if you
moral of the
don't have a
story
good
because shit's
insurance
changing.
agent, give me a call. I can highly recommend really good insurance agents. You can get multiple estimates. Obviously, I highly recommend that even with contractors. Get multiple estimates. It's crazy how many people don't
Dude,
do that. It's yeah,
absolutely. I'll make sure to put all that out here when we send out the clips and stuff.
yeah,
Let's go back to that goal thing. You had talked to me earlier when we talked on the phone about getting scheduled about what 10K is trying to do.
yeah.
Tell me about what you're trying to do, and like, you want to get into some of the nitty gritty of what metrics are you looking at, and what metrics are you driving? Let's get into that kind of fun. I
Yeah,
like
well, I
that
mean,
geeky
what
number
do you wanna
stuff too.
know? I mean, we're a new company, 5 years in the we're a full service general contractor. Yeah, what do you want? Yeah, what do you
So
want?
you talked you had mentioned something about trying to get a couple of guys that you want to work with, some go-getters. What does that mean? And more specifically, are you looking for a carpenter? Are you looking for a contract? Are you looking for a 1099 guy? You were talking about your W-2 1099 transition.
Yeah,
I was going to ask you about how you guys set that up for your business, if you know what I mean, without saying anything you don't want to say.
yeah, no, it's an open book really here. I mean, everybody that works here too, if their end goal is to start their own company of their own, I mean, me and Craig are more than happy to, like, help them every step of the way, you know?
So
Um,
cool, dude.
I wish everybody on our team nothing but success, and if their end goal or their career path is ownership, well, great, man. It's cool that we could be a stepping stone on your career path to get you to that ownership, you know?
I
There's
love that,
so
dude.
much
I love that.
work in our industry for everybody, you know what I mean? It has
Couldn't agree more.
been saturated a little bit with the amount of licenses that were issued. But yeah, I mean, we're looking. I think the goal of 10K construction is just to remain true to who we are as a company. We're looking to add two project.
Sick,
Yeah,
dude.
we're looking to add two project managers to our team for 2026. Uh,
Okay.
and this winter, we'll be reinvesting into our team and the people on our team on training, and just we got some processes that we'll be implementing, and just yeah, really making sure our process is so turnkey as we add to it, and as it continues to snowball and grow, um,
Yes.
we grow at the right pace so that it's not just like rolling down the hill out of control. We just always want to be true to who we are for bring quality to our customer. Always say what we're
I
gonna
love it,
do.
dude.
You know what I mean? It's just like the grassroots. We want to be the old school general contractor, not the one you're
Yeah.
worried that's gonna like take something out of your garage or steal something from you. You want
We had the
you want a better
Eric.
type of guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, I do,
Yeah.
buddy. That's the vibe that we talk
Yeah.
about here with all the contractors. I had
Yes.
Eric Ellefson's at Top Line Electric down here in Savage, and we had a really good joke where he was talking about, he told the stories like the transition that's happening, there's social and we could go into that AI thing you talked about because
Yeah.
that's my bag right now. But he said that magnet on the fridge, right? Like that magnet. So like he's the guy you see at church. He's the guy you see at the VFW. You know what I mean? And that's who you're gonna want to call.
Yeah.
And that only comes, you can't keep that up. And you made a good point about snowballing where success can be a problem, right?
Oh.
And some of the guys I've talked about already
Yeah.
being too busy to set up a time
Yeah.
and not answering calls because you're so busy. And some people, and I understand, and you understand that business is messy.
Yep.
It's not always super clean and mistakes get made,
Tough, man.
but priorities have to be made. And to ask you about metrics and have you not talk about revenue and talk about staying true to who we are as a company speaks to all the reasons you guys are doing well, dude.
It's funny to me sometimes in our industry when people talk about revenue, because if we were gonna get into numbers like that, I mean, a number that would be more important to me is like profit, you know? Like you could
Of
said 10
course.
you could sell 10,000,000 and, have a 10% profit, or sell 5,000,000 and move your profit up, you know? I think we've done a really good job on kind of staying in our lane when we
Yeah, dude.
should. And yeah, man, it's we're truly blessed, man. The community and just people we got on our team, our customers, even our families for supporting us on this journey. It's not easy for my
Well
family,
said.
my wife and stuff. That's long nights and long hours, and yeah, building a business isn't easy. I don't know if you've had anybody on your podcast that says it is easy, but from
No,
my experiences, man,
absolutely
there's a
not.
there's a lot of potholes you can hit along the way, and just surrounding
That's
yourself
why I
with good
love these
people.
conversations, dude,
Yeah,
to
yeah,
hear some of the raw stuff. Not to keep name dropping, I typically not, but it's just where the story's gone. Scott Corbin down here, we had a long podcast, and he kind of put his heart out there and told us a lot of stuff. And he talked about the same family mindset you had, but he also talked about in his building phase. Ties into two of the ideas we talked about. He was he had worked really hard and busted his ass and put all these hours in, and he had a number. He had said like he made 375 for a year. You know what I mean? And his wife, they sat down to do their books, and they had made 70 grand profit. Right, the number, the rate, the 375, the 375K turns into 70 in profit. And his wife and him sat there together, and she looked at him, and he was like, he said he was sick
Yeah,
because he had
I'm
thought he was
sure.
doing so good,
I'm
right? And
sure.
his wife and they looked at each other, and his wife was like, "I don't ever see you."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And now he's got a business that talks the way you do. It's about family. He's talked about defending his people and
Well,
like
yeah, and if you don't have
barbecuing
yeah,
Sundays.
and if you don't have that work-life balance, I mean, even if you're selling that revenue and the profit were to come up more, I mean, like, is the end goal just I mean, the end goal isn't for anybody, it's not just a financial gain for us, you know what I mean? Our company, it's just so much more
That
than
plays
that,
a
you
part.
know? Yeah,
It's a part. It
yeah,
cannot be ignored. It can't be
yeah,
neglected, but
yeah,
it's just a piece. Money's just a tool in my
yeah,
personal
100%,
opinion. You know what I
100%.
mean? It's and I try to tell my kids that. Try to tell my kids like this money stuff, like people get up, oh, teach your kids financial discipline and all this. Yeah, sure. Yeah, you got to have, there's some sound fundamentals. You should understand cash flow and a budget, right?
Yeah,
But by and large, this getting obsessed with amounts of money and how much stuff costs, like it's just a tool.
yeah.
And like you said, we're so blessed to live in the United States and, a capitalist society and fiat currency, you know what I mean? They just print the shit. It's just ones and zeros in a database, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
And it does have to be accounted for, especially in business, and it is stressful because it is a piece, but I
yeah.
think I agree with you on that mindset overall. It needs to just be a piece.
Yeah, yeah, and I think, yeah, just taking care of our customers and always making sure our customers are taken care of. We're not perfect, stuff happens. We've made our fair share of mistakes that we've learned from and making sure our processes and stuff change to implement and learn from those mistakes too. I mean, that's
Yes,
the most important part, is learning from your mistakes and growing, as a company
agreed.
and as a team. And yeah, in the
As
end,
a
man,
person.
it's sky's the limit. So,
Yeah, I
education,
like
I
your
think
attitude, dude.
just like with Randy, I think the reason we hit it off with Randy is, part of what we do as a company is, I mean, in all honesty, we educate our customers. So even if they don't use
He
us and
talked about that specifically.
yeah, and
He
they,
talks about that in that glowing review, getting
yeah,
educated that
yeah,
day by you guys.
he
Said you gave away the secret sauce, I think was the term he used.
even if they use another company, at least, I mean, maybe there's a chance that something I said will help protect them or still help them in a way, even if they don't use us. I think the education part is really lost in the insurance restoration world, sitting down with the homeowner, making sure they understand what I mean, if you've ever seen an estimate from an insurance company, if you've never seen one, it probably looks like a different language in all honesty. And for an average consumer to try and figure out depreciation, actual cash value, oh, I get a first payment and a second payment, and I gotta pay the contractor my deductible. And I mean, some people get really overwhelmed with that. And I think our
It
company
is overwhelming,
yeah, a
dude.
really
It
good
is
job on
overwhelming.
sitting down and bringing a sense of calm and of caring that we truly do care about our customers and wanna kinda explain that process to them. So,
Well, and then that kind of thing, I think in business, when you lead with that kind of mindset, I think the money can take care of itself, right? In
100%,
a
yeah.
certain level.
Yeah, we're a customer first company.
Yeah, dude. And
Yeah,
I think that's excellent business advice for anybody listening. Like lead with the value and take care of people, and the financial part can be secondary.
yeah.
I think it's a good transition when you talk about learning from mistakes. I always like to ask what the challenges are. Like a guy like you, you're optimistic, you've got systems, you've got family, you've got the right mindset and the values. Uh, what part sucks, dude? There's some shit that sucks. No, everything's golden
Um,
right now. Even though you do have good seasons where it's all
so
cruising,
I
but
had a really
what's the challenges right now?
so I had a really good friend of mine start a company similar to mine in the construction industry, about a season prior to us, and me and him have a really cool relationship, and we talk all the time. And he told me a quote right when he started, and he said, "You know what, Jake? As a business owner, you'll have to understand that no one else will care as much as Jake Iskierka. Like no one else is the owner of, I mean, other than Craig. Like I said before, we're a co-owned company, 50-50, me and Craig Crayford. Um, no one other than Craig is
I
gonna
was gonna say that applies to Craig too,
yeah,
right? It's equally.
care as much as you. You know what I mean? And like I feel like, there's a ton of ways to do different things, and I feel like I just needed to learn that, my way isn't always the only way, and it's not the best way either. And I think over
It's
time,
a huge
um,
lesson, dude.
and growing 10K construction and the people here, I think I've definitely been able, for positive stuff that we made changes to, and stuff that we haven't made changes to too, where we're like, hey, actually, this process is kind of what we want to stick with. Yeah, the change and just yeah, being able to reflect and kinda digest that, you are in fact the owner of the company, and it's crazy how stuff happens, 5 years ago, never would have thought I would have been an owner of a general contracting company. So I was, yeah, working for another company in the industry, and it's just crazy how stuff snowballs, and yeah, it just wasn't enough for me, man. I just wanted to do more. I feel like I could do more, and I got 3 kids. I got 6-year-old twins and a 2-year-old, and I just want to
Sweet.
make sure, you know, I I I show them whatever they want to do when they grow up. Look what their dad
They
can
can
do. Leave a little legacy. You know how it is. So
I even tried to ask you about challenges and you're still spinning it positive, the hard stuff, dude. I love it. I
I don't
fucking
know,
love it,
people.
dude.
If you want a straight answer, people. Yeah, just
There's a
like
good there's
people and the hiring and just yeah, people in general. It's fine. It's hard to find good help, and it's hard to find people that want to work hard and invest in themselves for a career. As weird as that sounds,
it does sound
So,
strange, but
if
it
any
is
of
very
you
common, dude.
are interested in a career, yeah, 2026, we're looking to add 2 project managers to the team at 10K. Give us a little shout
Keep
out
those
here. So,
plugs coming,
yeah,
dude. Keep the plugs
um,
coming.
reach out to me, send me an email, jake@10kmn.com. Yeah,
Hell yeah, dude.
so,
Jake at 10K. That's you got your plug in. Let's wrap up with the final question I ask everybody, dude. Talk to the kids, dude, because you were just talking about it. People are hard. I learned that lesson from my kids. My way is not always the right way.
yeah.
Letting people figure out their way. And it sounds you've already talked about stepping stones. So anybody considering, you're talking about a guy that's gonna let you, do things your way at a certain level. But talk to the kids. Talk to the next generation because we need it. You talked about the saturated licenses, but by and large, I think is am I out of line in saying that the trades need people overall?
Oh, yeah. I mean, even with the, labor shortages or the recent, issues, with some of the labor in our industry, um, trades are awesome. I think investing in yourself and learning a trade, you will always have the opportunity to go out and make money. That's something nobody will ever be able to take from you. I mean, I'll always be able to go troubleshoot someone's furnace if I want to provide for my family. And I think investing in yourself, you can never go wrong. Construction is a great industry. You don't even got to be hands on. You can come be a project manager and make I mean, there's a lot of money to be made in our industry for the right minded, motivated people. For the
Yeah, dude.
kids, sky's the limit, man. Whatever your goal is
Throw a
to
number out
retire,
there for him. What can a
and,
project manager
and
make,
why
dude?
not you?
Put
That's my question to the kids. Why not you? What do you want to be when you grow up? You want to be that? Okay, well, why not you? Why can't you be that basketball player? Why can't you be that doctor, that lawyer? Maybe it is in construction, and if it's financial gain, well, yeah, look really hard into construction because there's a lot of money to be made
because
in
there's a
construction.
shit ton of money
I
to
can
be made, dude.
attest to it.
Shit tons
There's
of
tons
money.
of different opportunities and it's the opportunities within the industry from other construction companies, the opportunities from, government work to the insurance work to retail work to I mean, there is so
And
much.
that's the flexibility people don't ever talk about either. That's the first time we've talked about on the podcast. Like you can go and be something in the construction industry, and it's not like marketing
Yep,
where you now are a marketer.
yep,
You're not stuck when you work on a crew. If you're a grunt on a crew for 2 years
yep,
as a young man, not only are you going to get in good shape, if you don't like sitting at a desk, the idea of sitting behind a desk and listening to somebody drone on about bullshit
yeah,
makes you terrified. Like get outside, go be a grunt. It leads to places.
yeah.
I think when you're talking about that, you could be a contractor for 10 years and you're not necessarily an electrician now or a carpenter or an
Opportunities are
HVAC.
crazy.
You can start your own business. You could transition to all those things you talk about, and it's a natural transition. All of the experience is good experience in the trades, I feel like.
Well, and
You brought up a good point. I haven't thought about that before.
And I mean, just because you start a business doesn't mean you have to hire a bunch of people and have a big business, right? You can start a business and you could be an owner operator and you could probably make way more money than anybody would ever even guess. Being an electrician, an HVAC guy, a plumber, I mean, you start getting into, like, concrete or masonry or something like that, that's even a higher pay grade, skilled labor position. Y you could yeah, I mean, you hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, you know,
Yes.
it's like
My dad was on here. He owns a lumberyard in Wisconsin, and he the title of his episode is "The HVAC Guy Makes More Than Me."
yeah, yeah,
Because
oh,
he renovated his cabin up in Aiken, and he had the HVAC guy out there, and the guy was telling him like how he works. It's super flexible. He gets to go to country cabin locations, and like
yeah,
makes shit tons of money,
yeah,
dude. And it's super
yeah.
flexible. The guy loves his life.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of different opportunities. We're blessed enough to have, do and, have done a lot of work in the Lake Minnetonka area. We have a satellite office in Edina. We work with
Sick.
a local restoration company there that's, does a lot of work in that area too. So it's cool working on unique projects too. I mean, some of these custom homes, it's not just the cookie cutter house. So it's nice to,
Yeah, dude.
um, work on some more unique and detail-oriented stuff to kinda
Some
keep it
custom
fresh too.
shit, dude.
Yeah, custom
Yeah.
stuff, absolutely,
Hell yeah, dude.
absolutely. So,
Jake, this has been amazing, dude.
yeah,
Like
thanks,
your
bro.
value structure, 10K being a success in 5 years, working through COVID, and talking to the kids and talking about mindset. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
thank
you
you,
so
Ryan.
much for
Thanks for
making
having me.
some time,
Appreciate
dude.
it.
We'll sign off here, and I'm sure we'll talk again soon. Happy New Year, Merry Christmas to your family, and we'll talk after this.
You as well. Happy holidays, Ryan. Thanks.
All right, buddy.